What it do, Dream Team? It's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with Hammond, Clarkson letters compilation. There's been some videos I watched of Hammond and Clarkson where they open letters and absolutely hilarious. I loved it. So here we are with a whole compilation. We're gonna break it down into 3 parts. Before we jump in, make sure you subscribe, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up. Let's do it.
Hello. And we begin with a letter, a real one for once. It's from a Mr. John Fox, and it goes like this. Dear Jeremy so-called Clarkson, for once, do you think it might be possible to test some cars in your program that people can actually afford? Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Well, Mr. Fox, this is the 2-litre turbo diesel Volkswagen Jetta, but I'm afraid we have to get serious.
I do feel that, dog. Sometimes, God dang it, I'll be like, all the cars be lit, dog. But I'll be like, these cars are unaffordable for the common man. And so I felt that letter. I definitely related to it. But I never watched full episodes, so maybe they put more common cars in the episodes. I've only watched short clips.
Serious now, because we've had a letter.
Oh no.
It's from a mealy-mouthed, small-minded idiot. And it says, Dear Jeremy Clarkson, because Britain is so crowded and there's so much traffic, there's no point owning a Ferrari and therefore no point road testing them on your programme. Well, now, I disagree, Mr. Small-Minded Idiot, because there are plenty of places in Britain that aren't crowded at all.
We've now had a letter from the people who make Top Gear in Australia. It's basically the same programme as ours, but with silly accents.
Yeah, I've got the letter here. It says, Dear Top Gear UK, we're coming... Why am I doing this in a French accent? Dear Top Gear UK, we're coming over to your stupid country soon, and we want to take you on in a sort of car-based ashes, you pommy bastard.
Yes, now every week.
Yeah, dang. Yeah, hey, Australia came. They coming through with the savages, you feel? Hey, you know what I'm saying? We coming through. Y'all be ready. And we want to take y'all along when we get there. So be prepared.
We receive thousands of letters from people that say, Dear Top so-called Gear, why do you never test the sort of affordable cars that normal people are likely to buy and drive? Well, the truth is, we would love to, but the producers won't let us.
No, absolutely. It's frustrating because, contrary to popular opinion, we really do like small, sensible little cars. I mean, he has a Fiat Panda. I have a Fiat 500.
Yeah, and I have a very small AMG Mercedes.
Yes.
You see, every week we get a stack of letters, and literally none of them ever asks, what was the first car ever to be laid out in a way that we accept as being normal now?
Good. So, moving on.
No. Actually, it's a very good question that's never been asked because, you know, we have the steering wheel in front of you, you have the clutch on the left, the brake in the middle, the throttle pedal on the right, you've got the gear stick there and the handbrake down there. But what was the first car to be like that?
No, honestly, James and I decided, good idea, to go down to the Beeley Motor Museum and see if we could find the answer to a question that no one is asking.
Because no one cares. Every week on Top Gear.
See if we can find the answer to the question that no one is asking. Because no one cares. That is usually what that means. And no one asking, that usually do mean no one cares.
We get a stack of letters. But this week, one in particular caught our eye. It's from a Mr. Needham, and it says, why do you not test cars properly anymore? Have you forgotten how?
Now, this really hurt us, so we decided to take the new Ford Fiesta and do a proper road test, like they used to on Top Gear in the old days.
Yeah, to be honest, we were quite looking forward to it, but then at the very last minute, Jeremy came in and said he wanted to do it.
As you well know, Hammond, we receive thousands of letters every single week from viewers, and they all say the same thing. Dear Top so-called Gear, the Alpha 4C, is it better than a quad bike?
Well, I'll clear that one up straight away. Yes, it is, because quad bikes are slow, ugly, noisy, stupid, and incredibly dangerous. And I don't mean dangerous like you might fall off, I mean like they want to kill you. everybody I know, pretty much, who's ever tried one, has been killed by it at some point.
Yeah, that's as maybe, but we need to settle this, so we're going to have a race. We start tonight with a letter. It's from a chap called Alan Massive Liar, and it says, "Dear Jez, Dick and Jim, I want a convertible supercar, but I only have £113,500 to spend. Can you help?" Well, this...
Yeah. That's a lot of money to have to spend. I wish that I only had £113,500 to spend. Oh, Jesus. Oh, life would look a lot different, I tell you that.
This is very timely, actually, because as it happens, no, we can't. This is the new Audi R8 V10 Spider.
Oh my God.
Which in this spec costs £113,500.
That's clean.
This is the new Porsche 911.
I like the Audi more, dog. That Audi was fire, dog. But this Porsche clean, but that Audi was fire.
Turbo convertible, which to all intents and purposes costs £113,500. But first, we start with this. This is the new Ford GT. And we have had thousands of letters from people all asking the same thing. We know it's fast, very fast, but is it faster than an airliner?
Well, not thousands of letters.
No, not thousands of letters.
You mean none?
Yes, we've had no letters at all. But I was interested in finding out anyway. But now, this.
That car was clean in the mud, boy. That car was fire.
It's a letter from a young man called Jensen who lives in Monte Carlo. Dear Top Gear, my car is always breaking down. Please, 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 could you fix it for me to drive something more reliable around your track? How could we possibly say no, ladies and gentlemen? Please welcome Jensen Button!
No way.
How are you?
Right home, tell them it's awful.
Yes, exactly.
He just sent a letter. Dear Mrs. Hammond,
That's, is that F1 driver, right? Or am I wrong? I could be wrong. I'm not sure.
Right home, tell them it's awful.
Yes, exactly.
He just sent a letter. Dear Mrs. Hammond, it is with a heavy heart I write to say we have not seen Richard for 3 years.
He's in the vice-like grip of, what's her name? Fever. I'll put that in fever, yeah.
Malaria, call
Malaria, okay, malaria, yeah.
So basically, our conclusion is that Victorian explorers were just a bunch of houris on a very long gap year.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. Well-funded gap year.
There you go.
Our colleague was in considerable pain. So we left him behind.
Dear Mrs. May, James has suffered a terrible back injury, wrestling a lion. He will be home in maybe 5 years. Please send money.
And I have here a personal letter replying to us from David Cameron himself. Dear Top Gear, thank you for your letter. Whilst it's true I'm keen for us to build on our ties out there, sending you three is not quite what I had in mind. The Foreign Secretary did wonder instead about a fence-mending trip to Mexico. Basically, my message is this. You do the cars, we'll do the diplomacy. Oh, here it comes now.
Stay away from India. Y'all don't go there. Y'all three do not go there. Y'all handle the cars. I'll handle diplomacy. Don't do it. You know that's what they're gonna do it. As soon as you tell them not to do something, they're gonna do it.
Well, that was unequivocal.
Well, we're going to ignore the Prime Minister.
And if you're aiming to spend over £300,000, again, there's no shortage of choice. What with your Pagani Zondas, McLaren SLRs, and Porsche Carrera GTs. But there's a problem. You see, our office is constantly flooded with letters from viewers saying they want to spend £235,000 on a car. This is this week's bat. Dear Top Gear, £180,000 is too cheap. I'd like to buy a car that costs £235,000. Here's another one. Dear Top Gear, £300,000 is too much. When will you experts realise I want to spend £235,000?
Oh my God.
Dear Top Gear, I want to spend £235,000 on a car, etc., etc. They all go on in the same vein. And that's a gap that's not been filled until now. Bad news! Bad news! We've had another letter from Mr. Needham. I shall read it out. Dear so-called Top Gear, last year I asked if you had forgotten how to do normal road tests on your so-called television show, and you responded with an idiotic feature in which a Ford Fiesta was driven at high speed through a shopping centre and then off a Royal Marines landing craft into the sea. Yeah, it was actually.
Lord.
Well done, Jeremy. So I ask again, will you please do a normal test in which the concerns of the average viewer are addressed? Yours sincerely, Mr. Needham, Belfast. We all thought, yeah, fair enough, we must respond. And then Jeremy stepped into the breach.
God dang it, we need to stop letting Jeremy step into the breach. Jeremy don't do nothing normal, gosh dang it.
We start tonight with a letter. Dear Top Gear, why oh why don't you feature more cars aimed at ordinary people like me? Yours sincerely, Mr. R. Abramovich of Chelsea. Well, Mr. Abramovich, our man of the people, James May, was only too happy to oblige.
Perhaps this is what he's on about. No, not the Gym Palace. This.
A Rolls Royce?
The new Rolls-Royce Phantom Drophead.
I can't afford a Rolls Royce, man. I can't.
So let's get on with this letter, which we have received. It says, Dear Top Gear, what would your programme have been like if you were making it 60 years ago?
Oh.
Simple. Exactly the same.
Yes, anyway, we've had a letter. It's literally from some bankers, and it says, Dear Top Gear, this time last year we didn't have any money, but the government has given us some now. However, we don't want the public to know that we're loaded again, so we need really fast, expensive cars that are quite discreet. Can you help? Yours sincerely, some bankers. Well,
Yours sincerely, some bankers.
as it happens, yes, we can help. And we begin with something from BMW.
We start once again with a letter. It's from some Swedish youths, and it says, Dear Top Gear, we are some Swedish youths, and we've been given the run of a whole ski resort for a weekend. Do you a race fancy having? Plainly, this was a job for Richard Herring.
That is a Vauxhall Corsa. Ah, there's a note.
James.
It's from Pinky and Perky. Dear James, hope you enjoy taking this to the max. P.S. It was developed at your most favourite place in the whole wide world.
Where's that? Nuremberg.
Oh, God. This wasn't what I had in mind. But since I was here and the camera
That's in Germany, right? Think so.
Crew were paid for, I had no choice but to get on with it.
What's that?
Alright, that's all we got for part one of this. I love the letters. Dear Top So-Called Gear. That's all we got. Make sure y'all subscribe, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up. It's your boy Neal, out.